What is up everybody? In this video we are taking a look at these, the New Balance Vongo V5. Hey, what is up everybody and welcome back to the video. How are we all doing, people? Let me know in the comments and while you're down there, tell me, do you have a version of the Vongo, which I think is kind of a cool name. Now, the Vongo is a max stability shoe from New Balance. Now, if you've not seen the video, I got my gait analysed recently in A6 London, and the data that threw out was that I can wear neutral shoes, but ideally I'm more suited towards like stability. I was like 50-50. So what I've seen is an opportunity to test more stability shoes on the channel. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but let me know in the comments, do you want to see more stability shoe reviews? The problem is with stability shoes, they're quite boring. They usually feel the same and yeah, they're just very unsexy. Now, the reason I'm excited about the 1080, I see what I've done there. The Vongo is because it's like the 1080. Now, the 1080 is split opinion. The 1080, a lot of people, if you've not seen the worst shoe video I've done, check that out, because a lot of people hammered the 1080, but there were some people who really enjoyed it. My point is that the Vongo V5 has been updated and it looks almost identical to the 1080, which some people actually really like. The difference is here, we'll get onto that in a minute. But before we get into all that, let's get the stats and features done first. Okay, so let's get these done first. We've got a synthetic mesh upper on the shoe. We've got some 3D overlays. We've got the Fresh Foam X, which is like, say, the 1080 version 11 and version 10. I've got blown rubber on the outsole. The weight is, I think it was 10.35 ounces. Let me just double check. Mrs. Full Scales. Yep, 10.35 ounces. Now that's a UK 9.5. I'll let you work out the grams because I'm being lazy. We've got normal lacing, I would say. Bit of padding in the collar, plenty around the heel to keep you busy. It's got an 8mm drop for memory, and I think that is about it. Right, so let's get into the stability. Oh, actually, before that, £140 the shoe is the Vongo V5, which I think is a lot of money. Let me know in the comments what you think about the price of New Balance shoes at the moment. I think £140 is kind of a lot of money. But anyway, let me know in the comments. Right, so the max stability comes from this gradient posting that they've created here on the medial side. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like marble effect here. And what they've done is they've chucked a load of pellets into the foam to create a denser material here on the medial side. So they've not put any rails, they've not put any plastic, they've gone away from all that, which a lot of the stability shoes are moving away from, and they've sort of built this side up here on the medial side with a denser foam with those pellets chucked in it to create the stability to stop you rolling in. It's quite actually interesting to touch because down here, it's not going to come out on camera, but down here is relatively soft, but as soon as you go there, you can feel that it is definitely denser. So that's the idea in terms of stability, how they're created. If you look at how that is built up here and you compare that to a 1080, that's the difference. So effectively, in my mind, this is a 1080 version 10, version 11, because they're both the same shoe. But what they've done is they've basically stuck in here a load of harder foam to stop you rolling in and create that stability with the shoe. Okay, so how does it feel? Well, actually, it feels like a 1080 shock, right? Which is not bad. The Fresh Foam X is enjoyable. I would say it's nothing sexy, it's nothing exciting, it's not like a Rebel 2 or anything like that. The synthetic mesh upper is actually quite warm. That is one problem I have noticed. Now it's warmer here in the UK, it's definitely warmer. You've got this bumper, harder bumper around here, which, and now I've mentioned the sizing issue at the start. I have felt heat spots here. See, I don't know if it's kind of come out, but it's more like a cardboardy bit of structure up the front. It's the way they've made it. But that there's a little bit there. I don't know how that's going to come out, but like basically you go from the hardened stuff to the normal mesh, and that can rub. So be careful with your sizing. Look, it's not going to come out. Maybe I'll try and put some B-roll up of it. But basically, if you're tight on space in this front of the foot, you're going to get issues there. So be aware of it. I wish I'd gone up to a UK 10. So that's one thing to be aware of, people. In terms of the actual structure and the stability of it, I found it great. I've not noticed any pronation, and it's that sort of sneaky stability, which I kind of like. So it's not so intrusive. You don't feel like you've got like fake plastic and fake elements all built into the shoe to sort of stop you, like, you know, some of those rails you get and all that. You don't feel any of that. It's a nice ride, it's a smooth ride. The Fresh Foam X, as I said, it does the job as you'd expect. And yeah, I've had no issues with it. I've had no leg pain, I've had no, you know, stuff with, I get like warning signals if I'm running in a shoe that is too unstable. I've had none of those problems. What's interesting on the 1080, and like I said earlier, if you watch my worst videos, a lot of people didn't like that shoe, was about this numb toe business. A lot of people have been getting numb toes with the 1080. I've not had that problem with this shoe. Now, I don't know whether that's a sizing thing with the 1080, but say my biggest concerns are these elements here around the front, so in terms of the sizing, so you really got to be careful of it. But in terms of the overall ride, it does exactly what you want, but I kind of like it in the fact that it's not an intrusive stability system. So, would I recommend the shoe? No. Why? Too expensive. I think if this shoe was 110, 120 pounds, then maybe. I think the issues in terms of the sizing is something to really be aware of. I think the upper's too warm. And there's nothing here, I think, that justifies 140 pounds. What you need to do is wait until this shoe comes below 100 pounds. I really like, and this is not me being negative on the shoe, I really like the way they've gone around in terms of the posting and trying to give you that medial support. I like all that. I dig it. It's not intrusive. You haven't got any of those plastic and all that sort of rubbish systems chucked at it. They've tried to be very clever the way they've built it up on the inside. But that said, oh, and the rides, okay, no problem at all with the ride. But I just don't like the really hot upper. I just don't like the fit of the shoe. But I think that could be sorted out in terms of you get the sizing right. There's plenty of durability on the outsole, so no problem there. And I think the shoe looks awesome. But I just can't justify you to spend 140 pounds on the shoe. I need you to wait, if you want to go down this line, until it becomes under 100 pounds. Versus some of the other shoes out there right now. Max stability, I mean, Structure 24 is not max stability, so that's probably the wrong way to look at it. I would probably rather send you to the Mizuno Wave Inspire 17. Now, I'm just going to contradict everything I've said by recommending that shoe, because that's got like plastic chucked all over it. But I think I'm going to do a versus video, because right now that's kind of my favourite stability shoe that I'm in. And I'll go into in that video why I prefer that over this. But yeah, I think if you're a big fan of New Balance, you want to try the sort of the support and everything that they're giving you on this shoe. You like the 1080, but you need a stability shoe. Just wait until this comes below 140 pounds.